problem, you imagine that you explore, let's say like Star Trek Voyager. Okay, let's see, I don't know, there's one going on right now. There's one going on right now, I don't think it's called Voyager. Enterprise, New Enterprise, something. So you're exploring the world, and you discover new planets. As you know, in these TV shows, you travel in your spaceship, and you discover new worlds. And sometimes you need to, let's say we're going to be good guys. We're not going to want to conquer them. We want to help them for whatever reason. Okay? So, and one of the first things you need to do, well, still the base and everything is on Earth. So you want to send a map of the new planet that you discovered back to Earth. Okay? So you travel along and you discover a new planet, and it turns out this planet has many countries. Let's say you bump into a planet. Imagine you bump into a planet, and unlike our planet, let's say it's flat, like the way we imagine. You don't have to do that, but for simplicity, let's assume we discover some very strange planet. They're flat, they're like a plane, and there are already some countries there. And you need to build a map, figure out the map of this, so you can actually see the borders, and you have a map of this planet, but you just want to send this map back to the Earth. Okay, so imagine you already have the map, but maps are not readable if you don't color them, right? Usually each country, if you look at the maps, I don't know if you have maps here on the wall, usually if you look at the colors, if you look at the maps,
oh, like there.
Something like that, yeah. So this is not a very readable map, right? You can't tell where the country really begins, where it ends. So typically what they do to make the map useful is that you color the countries different color. Okay, so let's say this country here is green. When you're making your map, one color is black, and so on. And the goal is that you should never color the countries that share a border with the same color, right? Otherwise it looks like one country. So if I take this country here, this was a green country, and then I color this one also green, it looks like one country. So it's kind of a useless map if the neighboring countries are colored the same color. Okay, so here's your goal. Let's say the first planet that you bump into, it's a very strange planet and very egalitarian. All the countries are the same shape, okay, and the same size. Very egalitarian countries. So they are all the disks of exactly the same size. So your countries, your map looks something like this. Okay, these are not the same size, but imagine they are. So your first map looks like something like that. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 countries. Your goal is to color these countries again, such that two countries that touch don't get the same color. That's the rules of the game, because otherwise it doesn't look like a disc. It looks like an 8, right? If you color two countries the same color. Okay. And again, like in a problem that Jit presented to you, it's expensive to send too many colors down back to Earth. It's very far away, but much more importantly, there is a limited number of colors that you can use in general in life. Some colors are too close to each other. If you use red and a little bit red, they still look the same. Okay? So your goal is to color these countries, meeting this rule, with the minimum number of colors.
So the countries don't have overlap, right?
They don't. They just have. Sorry, this is not. I didn't draw it. They don't overlap, right? Each country is a disk. Yes.
And with the Earth, the minimum of color you can use is 4.
Okay. Okay. Maybe. Do you know why?
Because if we want to don't have a 2 color in touch, 4 color is the minimum we can have.
Okay, so that one has to show if it's possible to do it with 4 or 5. So that's my question. For the discs, for example, so you can play with the different shapes. For a country, for a planet that has only these countries, how many colors is the minimum that you need? You need 10. Can you do it with 10? Can you do it with 5? all the number of colors grows as the number of countries grows. So the first goal is to look at the problems where all the countries are the same and they're all the disk of the same size. To see what can you show. What is the minimum number of colors that you color these disks such that they don't, the two that touch never get the same color. And the same, similar to what Jit mentioned it, N is easy. If N is your number of countries, if N is your number of countries, then you color every country with different color, you're done. You meet the rules. The question is, can you do better and how much better? As Jit was mentioning, can you do N over 2? Can you do N over 100? Can you do root 10? And in fact, can you do constant as your student suggested? What is your name? Okay. 4, 5, 2. Can you do it with 2? Can you do it with 3? Okay, so what about if the countries, when you squint your eyes, the countries, the map of the world looks like a tree? Okay? Can you do it then with 2 or 3 or 1 and so on? And in the most general case, you don't know the shape of the country. It can be any shape, any connected shape is your country. Okay? And what can you do in that case when you don't have any, you come to some planet, it's a mess. Countries have all sorts of shapes. What is the minimum country that you need in that case? Okay. Are there questions? Yeah?
How is it possible with one color?
Oh, I guess it's not, right? So this, you start with something easy. It's clearly, if you know when it's possible with one color, when no countries touch, that would be the only case. Right? When you have that everything is disconnected, but even then, if this is some sort of a C in between, right, you would want to color C with the second color. So at least we have an answer. 1 is not possible, yeah?
Can you blend colors?
Can you? But that's then a different color, right? If you blend 2 colors, you actually get a new color. So that would count as an additional color. Yeah?
How many countries do you need to
It really depends. So you cannot make any assumption on how many countries because you come to a different world. It may have 1 million countries. You come to some other planet and it has 100 countries and so on. So the number of countries can be arbitrarily big or small. That's why we just put an N. N stands a variable in which we kind of think how many countries we have. You have N countries. N stands for the number of countries. It can be anything, 10, 100, million, billion. We don't know the size of the worlds we may bump into on our explorations. Yeah? So, exactly. That's a very good question, actually. Is a country a circle or it can be something else? So, what I propose you study first.
And could you repeat the question, please?
Is the country a circle or can it be something else?
Very good question. So the first problem, the same way Jit proposed that you first try to solve the problem when towers are on a highway, the first thing I propose is that you try to solve the problem where each country is a disk, like that, and they are all of the same size. Okay, so this is the first problem that I propose. The second problem that I propose that you study is consider other limited shape, other fixed shape. Okay, consider once you solve this and you think you have a best solution, you may even be able to prove I can do it with this many colors and you cannot do better than that. That's the best. This is what you typically hope for the best, that you find the best solution. This is what we call optimal solution. So then you try to solve, okay, what about if the countries have some different shapes? So consider other shapes. Consider other shapes. Shapes for the countries. Let's say rectangles or anything where you may think you may make some progress. That's the second I will be with you. And the third one is the most general one. where you cannot make any assumption about the country. Where the borders of the country can be anything, right? So this inside of this here is a border of the country. About the size and the shape that you cannot make assumptions.